Good Thursday morning, afternoon. Good Thursday afternoon, everybody. It's Ben Thomas, like usual, with another Ep.4 of Full Gongshow. Now, my apologies. I know it's supposed to come out on Wednesdays. Ben, today's Thursday. What the heck? I'm sorry. I was at Oklahoma football, OU football's pro day, all day yesterday, covering it, and I was exhausted. So I really didn't have the energy and brain functioning to put a pod together. So no worries. Wednesday only had 2 games. Probably won't even really dive into them a whole lot. But other than that, we still are making a pod, still making an episode. Sundays, obviously, we'll talk then Thursday through Sunday. So it probably won't be as long as a usual Sunday episode. And this one will probably be a little longer than a usual middle of the week episode. So I guess it's a trade-off. But nevertheless, let's dive right into it, starting with Sunday. We had a bunch of games on Sunday. We had a full slate of action on Sunday with, 3, 6, 7, 8 games total. So I'm going to highlight 3 of the bigger ones. First one, Jack Eichel, baby. The Vegas Golden Knights defeated the Ottawa Senators 2-1. It was the Ottawa's 5th loss in a row. But the highlight here, obviously, first of all, Jonathan Mar6 had a goal and assist, props in. But the highlight here is Mr. Jack Eichel scores with 5 seconds left in the game for the Golden Knights to win. And it was a home game for Vegas, too, so you know that place was absolutely rocking. Broke the tie. He had his wrist shot from the left face-off dot. It was a power play goal. So he gave them that lead, obviously, and they won because it was with 5 seconds left. He has had now 6 points, 3 goals, 3 assists in his first 9 games with the Golden Knights since returning from that neck injury, the neck surgery with the plate. And also he just got acquired from Buffalo in that blockbuster deal. It's been his first action with Vegas, and he has been lighting it up. I cannot wait to see playoff Jack Eichel. Like, truly, I cannot wait to see playoff Jack Eichel. We have all been waiting for it. We've been waiting for it for so long, and Buffalo totally did not allow it to happen. And now with Vegas, it will be happening. And I think Jack Eichel is going to thrive in the playoffs. He just has that mantra, mentality, everything. He will thrive in the playoffs, especially with the Vegas team with weapons all around him. I think he could pop off. I think that team's going to be scary come playoff time. Now for Ottawa, heartbreaker. 2-1, 5 seconds left. Anton Forsberg made 40 saves. Ottawa's now dropped 5 in a row. Obviously, a team that's 19, 31, and 5, you're not really supposed to be really winning. Nobody's expecting you to win. But it's 1-1 for most of that game against Vegas, one of the best teams in the league. So not such a bad thing. Robin Lehner obviously shut the door for Vegas. Made 16 saves in the third period alone. But that Vegas team, like I said, I've said it before, they're kind of streaky. Maybe young. They're kind of streaky, and when they get hot and they can win some games, they are a very, very scary hockey club. They've won their past 6 games against Ottawa. And Mar6, who had a goal and assist, has scored 11 points, 6 goals, 5 assists in 8 of those games against them. So it was a scoreless first period, but the shots were 17-15, so not a whole lot of defense played. But the main story here was Mr. Jack. I want to say Captain Jack, but I can't because he's not the captain anymore. Mr. Jack Eichel scoring with 5 seconds left. So now moving on to the next game. Team I haven't really talked about on here that much. The Rangers, New York Rangers. Team in the playoff hunt. Really good team. Has a lot of amazing pieces on that squad. They took down the Winnipeg Jets on Sunday 4-1. Chris Kreider scored 2 goals. He's getting up there in league leads in goals. Igor Shesterkin made 45 saves for the Rangers' 3rd straight win. This guy, honestly, probably right now is my pick for the Vezina. He has been lights out this year. His goals against average is super low. His save percentage is insanely high. He is the reason why the Rangers are in this playoff hunt. They're 36-15-5, and it is Igor Shesterkin. He could honestly make a case for the Hart too for MVP. It's rarely you give it to a goalie. Carey Price won it. A couple other goalies have won it. But you could strongly make a case for Igor Shesterkin, straight up. Without him, I don't think this Rangers team would be where they are right now. Chris Kreider, like I said, 2 goals. He has 38 goals this season, tied with Leon Draisaitl for second in the NHL. Chris Kreider is second in the league in goals. Like, what? That's how I'm telling you. This Rangers team is that good. They got so many pieces. He plays alongside Mika Zibanejad and Alexis Lafreniere, the first overall pick. And, like, they just get him the puck, and he can just snipe it. So, good for Chris Kreider, though. Like, he's always been a goal scorer. That's not been an issue, but it's the fact that he's, like, really up there in the league leaders. Like, you look Austin Matthews. Okay, Leon Draisaitl. Okay, Chris Kreider. You're like, wait, what? No, I was expecting, like, Patrick Kane or Artemi Panarin, a teammate of his. But no. Jacob Trouba had a goal and assist from the back end. Artemi Panarin had 2 assists. Connor Hellebuck, man, I always seem to talk about him when the Winnipeg Jets lose. He made 18 saves. They had a 3-game point streak. The Jets did, and they lost it. But, God, I keep yawning. I'm so tired. I'm still recovering from yesterday. But Shesterkin made 17 saves in the third period alone. But like I said, this team has been on fire. Chris Kreider scored 4 goals in the last 3 games. He has 53 points in 56 games. It's a career high for him, and like the season's far from over, so he's definitely going to be his career high. Shesterkin is 10-0-0 in the NHL when making at least 40 saves. Like, that's what I'm saying. This dude will stand on his head night in and night out for this Rangers team. And that's why everybody was like, no, you got to go with Georgiev. You got to go with Georgiev. And it's like, no, Shesterkin is the guy. Georgiev is a great backup or trade piece, but they recognized it early on, even during his struggles earlier in his career, like a couple seasons ago. They knew Shesterkin was going to be the guy. And he is now, like, he's locked in. He is the guy in New York. I don't know if he'll be there as long as Henrik Lundqvist, the king, but that dude is the next big deal. I think Igor Shesterkin is going to be one of the best goalies in this league for a long time. Another Russian product, man. Vasilevsky. Now you got Shesterkin. Just this Russian products of goalies, man. They're just that good. It's scary. So, final game on the Sunday list. We're going Dallas, Minnesota. Dallas beat Minnesota 6-3. Jacob Robertson scores a hat trick in his second straight game. Remember I talked about him on the other episode of the pod? Yeah. He had another hat trick. Dallas has won 4 in a row. Kirill Kaprizov got 2 late goals for Minnesota, but just was not enough. But yes, Jason Robertson, this young kid, scored a hat trick for the second consecutive game. Like, he scored against the Jets on Friday. I talked about it Sunday on the pod. And he's now officially the first active player to score a hat trick in 2 straight games since Ovi did it in 2020. You're in Ovechkin company. That's pretty good company to be in. But this Jason Robertson kid, like, another guy. Jeez, what is going on today? He has been lights out. I mean, when you score 2 straight hat tricks, yeah, you're pretty much been lights out. Will that continue? Obviously not. I think we talk about another Dallas game. I don't think he got it. But he's just playing simple hockey. He's just playing the game. Like, he's not doing a whole lot out there. You just rely on your line mates. You obviously have, like, if you have an act for scoring goals like he does, you will find ways to do that. But you need help. He's getting the help, but he's just keeping everything simple. It's like he's not trying to do too much out there. He's just trying to get the puck to the net, drive to the net. Like, he plays this awesome style to watch, and it's so refreshing to watch it. And he can just do whatever he wants out there with that puck. And obviously, clearly, it's paying off. He has 2 straight hat tricks. Jake Ottinger made 32 saves. Joe Pavelski, Jamie Benn each had a goal and assist in the game. John Klingberg had 2 assists. Dallas has been firing. I mean, dude, I'm going to keep yawning, and it's going to happen a lot. I don't understand what it is. But Minnesota's been really bad as of late, 2 of 8 in their last 10 games. Can't really get the saves right now. Capo Kakinen and Cam Talbot aren't making saves. Like I said, Kaprizov had 2 goals. Zuccarello had 2 assists, but it's just not enough. You can't solely rely on Kirill Kaprizov to get you your points. They pulled the Wild within 1, but then it was like 4-3, and then it was just from then on, nothing. After that, it was all stars. Yeah, it was literally all stars. So Not a good look for Minnesota though. Minnesota's really they have a good team. I think they'll still make the playoffs. I think they're still that good. They've had a couple injuries here and there, so I think that once they get fully healthy and get some guys back, I think they're going to be a real scary team to watch. So that's my take on that. But Dallas, mainly Jason Robertson. Keep it up, kid. Honestly, he's been tearing it up as of late. So keep it rolling, dude. Moving to Monday now. We only got 2 games to talk about. Only 5 games total. First one is Florida Panthers demolished. After talking about Jack Eichel, here's Jack Eichel's former team, the Buffalo Sabres, getting absolutely demolished by Florida 6-1 on Monday night. Oh, my God. See, I told you. I don't know what it is. On Monday night, now Spencer Knight made 29 saves. His first start since February 1st. Barkov and Marshman each had 3 points for Florida. Overall, it was just dominating by Florida. I mean, like I said, this Florida team is one of the best teams in the league, 38-13-5 at that point by Monday. Like, they're just that good. It's really interesting to see a team like the Florida Panthers where, like, 2-3 years ago, they could not get people in their seats, and now they're, like, one of the best teams in the league. Don't understand. I guess it just takes a few pieces, like a Barkov, like a Huberdeau, to change things. But this team is just like they are sneaky good. I want to say under the radar, but so many people know about them. But I feel like people just can't give them the credit yet and put them on that pedestal just because it's the Florida Panthers. You know what I'm saying? Like Tampa Bay has established that they are that good and will like be talked about like they are. Colorado will be talked about. Like you said, yeah, the Florida Panthers are that good. Everybody's gonna be like, oh, it's probably just this year. Or yeah, they've been decent these last few years, but no, they're probably not going to be put over. They're not like over the top, and it's like yeah, this team's actually pretty much over the top good. Like it's crazy. They're actually like that good. So overall, yeah, just a blowout win. Not much else to say about it. Moving on to Monday, another game. Calgary defeated Edmonton 3-1 to extend their home point streak to 13 games. Tyler Toffoli had 2 goals in the game. Tyler Toffoli now has 5 goals in the past 5 games and 10 points in the last 10 games. Pretty consistent, if you ask me. More like a point and a goal per game guy, it seems like. Since being acquired, yeah, he was a trade piece. Bigger package than I expected, too. If Tyler Toffoli can get that much, man, there's some guys, some teams are going to get bags for these guys. Crazy. Johnny Gaudreau had a goal and assist for the Flames. They're 12-0-1 on this point streak, this home point streak, man. It's good to be real good at home. Like, when you can just sit there and walk into your building half of the games during the year and just be like, yeah, I know we're going to get a win. Like, it's just when you're that good at home. I talked about the Hawks. It's such a different thing. It's such a different feeling when you can just be that good and be that reliable at home. It's just like a confidence booster. So the Oilers – on Monday, lost their three games in a row. They won Wednesday. Spoiler alert, they won Wednesday. So they were losing 3 in a row, lost 6 of their last 8. This Edmonton team, man. This is my thing. Is like you have McDavid and Draisaitl, and yet you still just can't do anything. It blows my mind. I'm just like, they rely on those two to carry them so much, and it's just like you can't. And you can't be paying McDavid $12 million and Draisaitl however many $1 million, 9, 10, something like that. Can't. Like, it worked with the Hawks, but it was like a surprise. It wasn't supposed to work. And they're actually getting paid less than Draisaitl and McDavid combined. So that's what I'm saying. It's like you gotta really be able to field an entire team. And they don't have like the prospects. It's not like they have the prospects to do anything. Yeah, their farm system isn't that great. So that's what I'm saying. It's like you got to be able to have all pieces. Like the Hawks, yeah, they had a lot of good pieces. But in those cup years, Brendan Saad was a young player. Andrew Shaw was a young player. Teuvo Teravainen was a young player. Like, you had all of these different guys that were young pieces to go along with these savvy veterans. Like, you had your hosts of Sharp, Tays, and Kane. But then, and you'd shore up that other lines with, an Antoine Vermette, a Brad Richards. You just finished out that top 6, but then that bottom 6 was like your bashing line, your Burrishes, your Ben Eagers, and then you have your, like, young guns, Teuvo Teravainen. out there. Brendan Sod, Andrew Shaw. And you fill in some other vets in there. But, for the most part, you got to have some younger pieces. And they just don't have that. They really don't. They have some good pieces. McDavid, Draisaitl, Nugent Hopkins, Zach Hyman, Puljujarvi, Yamamoto. You got good pieces. You just can't fill out the rest with scrubs, man. And you can't rely on McDavid and Draisaitl to lead you to a win every single night. And that's why I think in the playoffs they get caught. I think that's just what it ends up being. They just get caught because teams – you shut down McDavid and Draisaitl. What else do you have? And it's awesome that I'm going to keep relating things to the Hawks because they were a dynasty. That's 3 cups in 6 years. That has rarely happened nowadays. So all I'm saying is when you shut down Taves and Kane, you had Marian Hossa, Patrick Sharp, Brandon Saad, Teuvo Teravainen, Brad Richards. You had all of these other pieces to back it up. You shut down McDavid and Draisaitl. Is Zach Hyman going to beat you every night? No. Is Jesse Puljujarvi going to beat you? No. Nugent Hopkins, okay. Nugent Hopkins might be able to carry you if you need it. But that's a Marian Hossa. A Hossa 2-goal game. You'll win 2-0, 2-1. Because you shut down Taves and Kane. You shut down McDavid and Draisaitl. Nugent Hopkins gets you 2. There's a 2-1 victory. They don't even have the goaltending for that. Koskinen? No. Mike Smith? No. You need goaltending too. They don't have that. Defensively, I think they got the pieces. Darnell Nurse, that's a good piece. Evan Bouchard, that's a good piece. They had Ethan Bear, but traded him. I thought that was a good piece, but they traded him. They got some good pieces, but they're still a work in progress, and you're wasting your years of McDavid, man. He's going to get mad at some point. They're going to pull Jack Eichel. Calling it. All right, next game, last game from this Monday night. No, that was Monday. That was it. That was only 2 games. All right, Tuesday now. Let's go Tuesday. So Arizona has been lighting up the scoreboards as of late, and that didn't stop Tuesday night. They scored 9 against Detroit. 9 goals in a 9-2 win. Nick Schmaltz had 2 goals and 2 assists. It's their 3rd straight win. Arizona has a winning streak, everybody. Hold the phones. Shut it down. No, this shouldn't be happening, but it's happening. So their previous game, they won 8-5 on Saturday. Now their next game Tuesday, 9-2. In 2 games, they have scored 17 goals. A team that is dead last in the NHL. Yep, that happened. Nick Ritchie and Jacob Chichurin each had 2 goals and assists. Clayton Clutch Keller had a goal and 2 assists. It's the first team to score at least 8 goals in consecutive games since the Penguins did in 1995. And this is the Arizona Coyotes we're talking about. This isn't the Tampa Bay Lightning's doing this. This isn't the Colorado Avalanche doing this. This isn't Vegas doing this. This is Arizona. It's that Arizona State new stadium, man. They just have that power now. They're we're going to move. We're not even in there yet. We're going to move to a collegiate stadium. Fine. We're going to start putting up goals. I'm just joking. I don't think that's true. But it'd be funny to think about. And then Karel Vejmelka, the guy I talked about last show, 26 saves, 2 goals given up. The kid, I don't understand. Detroit, though, lost 5 of the last 6. Has allowed 33 goals in those 6 games. Alex Nedeljkovic, the goalie, allowed 4 goals on 12 shots. Thomas Greisch allowed 2 goals on his first 3 shots. Nedeljkovic then re-entered the game, because it was just that bad. It's bad when you pull your goalie, and you put in your backup, and then you have to take the backup out to put your starter back in. You just know it's bad then. You really can't get anything. But, yeah, it was just a total blowout. I just want to talk about Arizona just blowing out Detroit just because it's Arizona. That just blows my mind. But next game now, as we're making our way through Tuesday, you knew I was going to talk about it because I've never seen an offensive explosion like this. The Blackhawks, baby. 8-3 dub at home over Anaheim. John Gibson was pulled in the game. Chicago was up 5-0 after the first, but the better stat is Patrick Kane had 4 points in 1 period. First period ended. Kane had 1 goal and 3 primary assists. He finished the night with 6 points, his NHL career high, 6-point nights. He had 1 goal and 5 primary assists, not just 5 assists. All of his assists were primary assist. He was the last guy to touch that puck before the guy scored. And that wasn't even it. Dylan Strome had a hat trick in assists. He had a 4.8, and that's not even what we're talking about. We're talking about Patrick Kane. DeBrincat had a goal and 3 assists. Marc-Andre Fleury made 29 saves. I mean, this team was just like, boom, goal after goal after goal after goal. And it was early on. It started like a minute 38 into the first, and it just poured it on. Ryan Carpenter scored. Johnny Tays scored on a shorthanded goal 2-on-1 to make it 5-0 with, a 1932. So what is that, 20-something seconds left in the period. Then Brandon Hagel, second period, puck drops 19 seconds and scores 6-0. Like, it was in a scoring outburst that I think the Hawks could do on a nightly basis. Like, they're that good. They can put the puck in the net. Like, if this team didn't have Colleton start the year, I truly believe they'd be in a playoff hunt right now. And we wouldn't be talking about a rebuild. We'd be making deals to, like, just slowly get them better. But, yeah, dude, it's that Kane, man. Patty Kane with 6 points. First Blackhawks player to record 6 points in a game since Bernie Nichols in 95. Like, come on, man. Kaner, dude, the greatest American-born hockey player of all time, and I will fight that to my grave. That's the dude. He's just that dude. Yeah, scoring outburst, man. I watched that game, and it was just like every time I looked away, the Hawks were about to score. So I was like, I got to keep watching. I can't. I was trying to do homework. Like, how do you think trying to do homework during a scoring outburst where you're sitting there, go, oh, dang it. Oh, I look back, start working on stuff, get go. Like, what? What is going on? And my little sister and my parents were there, and I was pissed because they were like, this is so much fun. And I'm like, I'm sitting in my room doing homework and at school, and I'm like, I hate this. I'd much rather be there. But, all right. Last game from the Tuesday slate, as we're flying through this. Austin Matthews, man. Toronto beat Seattle 6-4. He had a hat trick. Austin Matthews had a hat trick. He's now at 43 goals this season. Season's not even over, and he's at 43 goals. Like, he's gonna hit the 50 mark, 100%. The Maple Leafs were actually down 4-3 in the third, and McDavid tied it up to make it 4-4. Mitch Marner made it 5-4, and then Matthews, scored the empty net with 42 seconds left to make it 6-4. But he's not 43 goals, man. And this guy, he's probably the best pure goal scorer in the league. Scratch that, second best. Ovi can't lose that title yet. Until Alex Ovechkin retires, he is the best pure goal scorer in this league. Matthews, number 2, will be number 1. Like, he's like an honorary – he's like a number 2 with an asterisk because it's just like the asterisk just says waiting for Ovi to retire. Like, that's all it's saying. You can't take that title away from Ovi just yet. Jack Campbell made 26 saves for the Leafs. They've won 5 of their last 7. Philip Grubauer made 26 saves for the Kraken, who have lost 3 in a row. Like, it's just a tale of 2 teams. In the end, though, just the Kraken had them. They were up 4-3, but then just there's too much firepower on that Toronto team. Way too much firepower. Enough firepower to get them past the first round? I don't know. I would sure like to hope so. One of my good buddies would probably argue that. He probably thinks they'd win the cup. But I think they're going to have a very important trade deadline coming up. They're rumored to get Marc-Andre Fleury. If they get Fleury, Toronto might actually win it. I don't want to say that. I was going to say might actually win the cup. They'll make it past the first round if they get Marc-Andre Fleury. Done. You 100% are making it past the first round if you get Fleury. That's just how it is. Which for Toronto fans would be like a dream come true. Oh, my gosh. It would be. So I think that's that. But Austin Matthews, man, he's just on a whole nother planet. Him and McDavid right now are just a whole nother planet. And I think they were Matthews was the first overall pick. Yeah, I was going to say, I think they were 1 and 2. I forgot who was number 2 in the McDavid draft. I'm actually going to look that up. Because I thought it was like somebody like an Austin Matthews. It was somebody like big name. No, it was Jack Eichel. Oh, my God. Yeah, it was a big name. Jack Eichel. Yeah, Jack Eichel was number 1. Number 2 that year with McDavid. And then Austin Matthews was in the next year and it's Patrick Laine. Yeah, that sounds about right. That's crazy, though. But Austin Matthews, man, 43 goals. He still will never be the greatest American-born player like Patrick Kane. He just won't. I'm calling it. He just won't. He won't. I'll argue that. He won't. So Wednesday now, real fast on the games. Edmonton, like I said, got a win in overtime, 4-3 over the Caps. And Vancouver won 5-3 over Montreal. Nothing too much to talk about there, so I'm not going to. So moving on from that, let's get to our NHL news before we wrap up the show. Like I said, I'm trying to just get one out for you guys because I missed yesterday, so I'm kind of flying through. First of all, Jared McCann, the leading goal scorer on Seattle, draft pick from Toronto, but was traded from Pittsburgh to Toronto, and then they took him from Toronto. Signs a 5-year, $25 million contract extension with the Kraken, so 5 by 5. He's a 25-year-old, so he's a young guy. Contract runs until he's 30. But he, like I said, leads the Kraken with 33 points in 50 games. Top goal scorer. Good for him. I mean, Jared McCann is a guy that really hasn't had a contract like that in his career. He's the first player to re-sign with the Seattle Kraken in franchise history. He's a guy that it's kind of like William Karlsson, I would say. He's a guy that, like with William Karlsson in Vegas, wasn't really big in Columbus, but he got to Vegas, this expansion team, given an opportunity to be a top 6 guy, and he's proving it. And I feel like Jared McCann's a guy who's proving it and will continuously prove it, kind of like William Karlsson has. Because once you get in that role and you understand it, you're able to continuously play that way. Yes, some guys fall out, but Jared McCann has had other opportunities to be in the top 6s at other places just with like injuries and stuff and has done well. So that's why I feel like he's thriving in this. And with Seattle, that's them saying, all right, you're going to be a piece. They're going to be a piece of this team, which is a good thing for any player to have. So good for them. Good for him on that. Congrats on the new deal. Next one, NHL's Stanley Cup playoff logo changed. The first time in 13 years. They'll debut in this playoff this year. They're doing a new era of Stanley Cup playoffs. I like the old logo. The new logo is kind of just like basic with the cup and the year. I kind of like the old one because like the old one had the Stanley Cup playoff thing within the logo. Like this one's like a logo with the Stanley Cup playoffs at the bottom. So to make a patch for it won't look as cool. Like you were able to make a sick patch for the jerseys because it would literally be able to say Stanley Cup playoff like across the trophy. So you had to include everything. Now you don't have to include everything. So I don't know. It's kind of interesting. But it's just a new logo. You know, they have the new TV deals, everything like that. So I don't really care too much about it, but there is a new logo. First time in 13 years. So to me, that's news. And finally, the last NHL news, the NHL and the NHLPA celebrates International Women's Day and Gender Equality Month. I wanted to kind of highlight this on Tuesday because Tuesday was International Women's Day. So any of my female listeners out there, happy International Women's Day. A little late, but happy International Women's Day. And it's good to see the NHL, honor and have a day like that. They're sharing stories of the women who move the game forward in the next generation here. You know, obviously you have like the USA women's hockey team and Canadian hockey team that are dominating play and are some of the best female hockey players in the world. And so you just got to, like, obviously every day could be International Women's Day, but it's always nice to have a specific day where you sit there and you truly honor everybody. I know I saw on social media a lot of teams posting about the female workers that are working within their organizations and highlighting them and giving them the credit they deserve. So it's really awesome to see that. And it's awesome to see the entire NHL join in on that. Like I said, I saw so many teams posting about it. And then the Gender Equality Month as well. That's what this month is. And a lot of teams are doing what they can to, support it, whether that's through jerseys or events and stuff like that. And just create awareness for all that kind of stuff. So that's the NHL news I want to talk about. Other than that, though, that's basically it for this episode of the pod. Keep going to the website for the article. There's an article from Sunday up. Keep checking me out on YouTube and Anchor FM. But some good hockey action this weekend. Definitely tune in. You got a 2013 Stanley Cup final playoff matchup tonight, which is Thursday. Hawks Bruins. You got some other really good matchups as well. So full slate of hockey action this weekend. So it should be a lot of fun. I will have another episode out on Sunday, but this time, new location. Ooh, exciting, I know. New location. So not too sure where I'll do it yet. Probably just in my bedroom at home back in Chicago. So, yeah, that's just that. So, again, sorry it's coming out a day later, but it came out. So, nothing too mad about that. But, like always, thank you so much for listening and tuning in to this episode of Full Gongshow. And like I said, I will be back Sunday. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Have an awesome weekend. And I will talk to you all again on Sunday. See you, everybody.